In this edition of the Bucs Daily Minute Cast, is a sore finger going to keep Tom Brady out of the game? Some key players will return as the Bucs take on the Packers, and we'll talk about the long history between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Green Bay Packers next on this edition of the Bucs Daily Minute Cast. Keep it right here.
MinuteCast Media.
10,000!
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers MinuteCast starts right now.
Bucs on 3, 1, 2, 3, Bucs!
This is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers MinuteCast. Well, hello and welcome into this edition of the Bucs Daily Minute Cast. I'm so glad you decided to join me today. As always, this podcast is free and available on all the major platforms. You can find this podcast on the Bucs Report. Check them out online, bucsreport.com. You can also find it on YouTube. Just search for Bucs Report. And of course, this podcast is also available wherever you get your audio podcasts. Just look for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers MinuteCast. My name is Dan Holme. You can find me on Twitter. It's at DanCaps218. Today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped. Get 20% off plus free worldwide shipping with promo code MinuteCast. All right, just to get it started here, first of all, I have to apologize for the fans of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as I just got done recording a podcast for the Washington Capitals, so that is where I am recording this episode. But just to get it going here, your Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on the Packers this Sunday, a big game, as it is going to be Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers. How will they fare? We'll talk about that in the show. And will a sore finger limit Tom Brady's ability to play a really great game against the Packers? We'll talk about that later. And then to end the show, we'll talk about the long history between the Buccaneers and the Packers and how they fared in the past. So just to get it going here, some big moves for the Buccaneers. As you know, it was kind of doom and gloom the last episode. There was all these injured players, but the Bucs got some good news. Donovan Smith, elbow, Robert Hainsey, Leonard Fournette, Russell Gage, Scotty Miller are practicing. Julio Jones, Chris Godwin, Cade Otton were not at practice, but they were able to get some of those key players back, at least at practice. You know, if that's going to translate to them actually playing in a game, I guess that remains to be seen, but I will label this as progress, and that is a good thing. You know, this Bucs team is going to be a lot better with Donovan Smith and Hainsey and Fournette and Gage out there, and Scotty Miller, especially since they are so depleted at that wide receiver position. So great news all around there. And as this Bucs team, you know, they get ready to take on a tough opponent. You know, the Packers did not play so great in game one against the Vikings, but I got to say, played pretty good in the last game. So it is going to be a tall task. This is going to be a Bucs team without Mike Evans. We know for sure because of the suspension. And I would say that the odds are pretty great that Chris Godwin will not be playing out there. Bucs wide receiver Julio Jones worked out with trainer Bobby Slater. No wide receiver Chris Godwin or Donovan Smith during the portion open to the media. So it seems like they started, but for whatever reason, they were not open at that portion. Bucs coach Todd Bowles said Donovan Smith didn't practice Friday, but will be a game time decision as to whether he plays. The same is true with Julio Jones, who did some work on a side field with trainers. We want him to be healthy, he said. Cade Otton hasn't been with the team this week, but this absence is not injury related. Bull said it was possible Otton could rejoin the team on Sunday. Bucs QB Tom Brady had no problem with a banged-up ring finger on his right hand in practice Friday. Coach Todd Bowles said Brady has not appeared on the injury report. He's ready to go, Bowles said of Brady. He's full practice. He took every throw. And I know that there were some of the beat writers around the Bucs already kind of trying to spin it to like, you know, he's going to be on the injured list. Is he going to be okay? I don't think that a bum finger is going to keep Tom Brady out of a football game. He played on Wednesday when it was his day off. So, I mean, that guy has a high level of compete. He is not going to let, just a sore finger keep him out. So, I mean, I guess, that remains to be seen what kind of a role that's going to play. Is it going to affect his throwing at all? I do see an interesting commercial or video on Twitter here showing him cutting off his finger. So he's already kind of having a good attitude and a sense of humor about it. Bucs wide receiver Chris Godwin hamstring and Akeem Hicks foot are out. Donovan Smith, Cade Otton is doubtful. Russell Gage did not practice Friday and is questionable. Leonard Fournette was limited and questionable. So that is how the day progressed. I have notes that go through the whole day, and you can kind of see the progression where it seems like, there was a start of them practicing out there, and then that got kind of reeled in a little bit. So that is subject to change. That does happen quite often. Sometimes things change throughout practice, but, does it see Donovan Smith out there getting some work in, to see, Scotty Miller and Perriman ready to go? At least they're going to have someone that is going to be able to catch a football when Tom Brady airs it out down the field. And I guess I got to say that is the biggest thing. So this was a story in the Bleacher Report, and they say Tom Brady has no issue with finger injury ahead of Packers versus Bucs. And, like I was talking about, I don't think that there's any chance that a sore finger is going to keep Tom Brady out of a football game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady's finger injury doesn't seem like it's going to be an issue going into week 3. Head coach Todd Bowles told reporters Brady had no problem with his finger during Friday's practice, and he's ready to go after taking every rep. ESPN's Jenna Lane confirmed Brady will play Sunday despite being added to the team's injury report Friday. It's unclear exactly what happened to Brady's finger. He was shaking his throwing hand at times after suffering an apparent injury versus the New Orleans Saints. Speaking to reporters earlier this week about the issue, Brady said he feels great. The Bucs have listed their star quarterback on the injury report. And I don't think that he is going to miss the game with his finger. I'm just going to make a prediction right now. Brady and the Bucs offense are off to a slow start through 2 games this season. He is completing 59.0% of his attempts with 402 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Injuries have been a big problem for Tampa's offense early in the year. Chris Godwin and Julio Jones missed the Week 2 win over the Saints. Both players missed practice on Wednesday and Thursday. The 45-year-old quarterback has been pretty durable through his 23-year career, appearing in at least 15 games in all but 3 seasons. He only missed significant time because of injury during the 2008 campaign. And that wasn't exactly yesterday, was it? Brady appeared in just 1 game during the 2000 season as a backup to Drew Bledsoe. In 2008, he appeared in just 1 game before suffering a torn ACL and missing the remainder of the season. The 3-time MVP then missed 4 games in 2016 following a suspension for the Deflategate scandal. Brady is aiming to win his 8th Super Bowl this year and his 2nd with the Bucs. If he's sidelined for long, that dream may not become a reality. Despite their struggles on the offensive end, the Bucs are off to a 2-0 start heading into Sunday's marquee matchup with the Green Bay Packers. And it does seem like controversy has kind of followed Tom Brady his entire career. And I think that that's a bit par for the course. When you are the greatest of all time, people want to kind of knock you down. I think that there's a bit of jealousy, not, back in the day, it was Deflategate when he was on the Patriots. But, none of that was ever substantiated or, I don't think that, from what I saw and from what I heard, it was speculation at best. But, let's just look in the present. And I think that Tom Brady is doing a fine job with his Bucs. And I think the Bucs are in a pretty good position Sunday as they take on the Packers. There's still some questions out there, as I talked about earlier in the show, who in fact is going to be out on the field on Sunday. The wide receiver position seems a little in flux right now, plus Donovan Smith, who is showing progress, but is he going to be out there? I guess it remains to be seen. All right, so after the break here, we're going to continue to talk about the Bucs as they plan to take on the Packers Sunday. We'll talk about that next. Support for the Bucs Daily MinuteCast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer just for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with promo code MinuteCast at manscaped.com. That's promo code MinuteCast at manscaped.com. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 Weed Whacker Ear and Nose Hair Trimmer, Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, Crop Reviver, Performance Boxer Briefs, and a travel bag to hold your goodies. First off, the Lawnmower 4.0 is the future of grooming and, dare I say, the greatest ball hair trimmer ever. Their fourth generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 is a waterproof and also has a 4000K LED spotlight. You need a more precise shave. Because this trimmer is waterproof, you can say goodbye to the mess on the bathroom floor. You thought that was good, but want to take your grooming game even further to the next level? Their Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker Nose and Hair Trimmer. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and provides proprietary skin technology, which helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate areas. Their Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner will change the way you approach your hygiene routine. Trust me when I tell you this, fellas, your balls will thank you. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag. Bring your comfort in boxers to another level. It's time to take care of yourself. So go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with promo code MinuteCast. So get 20% off and free shipping with promo code MinuteCast at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com and use promo code MINUTECAST. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. All right, and welcome back into this edition of the Bucs Daily MinuteCast. Again, you'll have to excuse me. I just got done wrapping up a Capitals podcast as I am the host of a Locked On Capitals, but I do have a Bucs podcast for you this Friday evening as your Bucs prepare to take on the Green Bay Packers. And, you know, like I say, there's a lot of question marks in the lineup. Who is going to be out on the field? But the one thing I know is that the Bucs did spend a lot of time, you know, getting a lot of depth out there. So I do think that they should be prepared to at least give the Packers a pretty good fight. So in this next article here, the Bucs storylines, Packers for Aaron Rodgers' trips to Tampa have been unkind. And we hope that continues to be that way. Just as up until Sunday, Tom Brady has his own personal nemesis in the Saints. Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers has had a particular problem with playing in Tampa and even Florida as a whole in his NFL career. Rodgers' last trip to Raymond James Stadium didn't go well as he went 16 for 35 for 160 yards and 2 interceptions in a 38-10 Bucs win in 2020, a game that ranks as his 3rd worst performance in an 18-year NFL career. Never in his career has Rodgers thrown for more than 3 interceptions in a game, but when it comes to his 3-pick games, he has many 2 in his 4 career games in Tampa, as he does a 233 career played anywhere else. So we hoped that that inconsistent play of Aaron Rodgers playing the Buccaneers and especially playing at Raymond James Stadium continues. And, you know, he's going through a bunch of stuff there, too. You hear about Rodgers talking about, you know, I know that Tom Brady's playing football at 45, but I got other stuff that I want to be doing in my life. So, you know, it's just it's a bit interesting, the attitude that he's adapted. Oh, and pick sixes, Rodgers has thrown just 3 in his entire career, and somehow 2 of them have come in Tampa, with current Bucs cornerback Jamal Dean getting 1 in that 2020 game, and Tanar Jackson getting 1 to clinch a Bucs victory in 2009. Rodgers has an exceptional touchdown to interception ratio over his career, averaging 4.8 touchdowns for every interception, and the Bucs are the only opponent against whom he has more regular season interceptions than touchdowns. In all, 3 of Rodgers' 6 worst career games in terms of passer rating came in Tampa against the Bucs, and 1 other came in Florida in the last year's relocated season opener between the Saints and Packers, a 38-3 loss for Green Bay. And there are 20 active NFL players who have intercepted a Rodgers pass, and the Bucs have 3: Dean, cornerback Sean Murphy-Bunting, and safety Mike Edwards, matching Seattle for the most of any teams. Bucs defensive assistant Rashad Johnson picked off Rodgers in the 2015 playoffs as part of a postseason win for Arizona, and then coach Bruce Arians. Antoine Winfield Sr. got an interception against Rodgers in 2009, and his son Antoine Jr. will have a chance to do the same Sunday. The only other quarterback Winfield Sr. intercepted who is still active is Bucs quarterback Tom Brady, who of course isn't an option for Winfield Jr., at least this season. So there are a lot of storylines surrounding this team. That's one of the things that the Bucs have going on their side, is that, you know, Rodgers does not play well against the Bucs. He does not play well against Tom Brady. He does not play well in Florida, period. So we hope that that unluckiness continues for Tom Brady, as this Bucs team is hoping to pick up another win and be 3-0 to go through this season. All right, once again, thank you for joining me on this edition of the Bucs Daily Minute Cast, and I'll talk to you again next time.